Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Aston Villa against Bournemouth. Villa are an interesting team, sitting top of the Champions League, whatever that table means, goodness knows. But Bournemouth are looking like a little team coming together. They're getting their act together, and they're going to be a difficult team for a lot of people to beat. But I want to highlight a couple of little things that I don't really like that Bournemouth do right here. So first off, you're going to see this guy lose the ball here in central midfield, right? Well, there he does. Loses the ball. He's kind of in a little bad situation. He's looking for someone to pass to, but he's running into a dead end. He's running into two players. Sometimes you just need to put your foot on the ball and turn away. And he doesn't. He just runs into this dead space. Now, this goal is disallowed for being out of bounds from VAR. I'm going to show you that little thing in a second. But that's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about his reaction, right? He's lost the ball, and the first thing you want him to do is turn around and try hard to win the ball back for his team. What does he do? He has a little petulant attitude. Oh, it's everybody else's fault. Oh, I've lost the ball. No, go win the ball back. It's right there. The energy that he's wasted standing there complaining could have been 2 steps closer here to maybe winning the ball back. But that's not his first thought. His first thought is to complain. No, your first thought should be to win the ball back. If you want to be a good player, don't do this. Go win the ball back. You've made a mistake. Yeah, you're all going to make them in football, even me. And what you do is you go make up for them and you try to win the ball back as fast as you possibly can. Now, I cut through Bournemouth very, very quickly with like one simple pass. This marking here on the back stick is terrible. Even though the ball goes running out of bounds here, I'm not happy with that. And as it goes, off it goes over here, and then it trickles out of bounds. I'm going to show you that shot. There you go. You can clearly see it's out of bounds. But this is the problem everyone has. They get this one right, but they didn't get the one right with Newcastle. And then that's the problem with VAR. Every time it intervenes, it makes everything more and more controversial because they're not being consistent in their decisions. Everyone remembers the one from last season where they got it, didn't call it, but now they are. So everyone gets their, panties in a twist. And rightly so. Everyone just wants a bit of consistency. You can be consistently bad. Everyone will still be happy. Now, in this game, Villa did miss an abundance of chances. They did create some really good opportunities, but they looked a little bit leggy from that Champions League recovery. Now, people really don't understand how difficult it is for teams that don't play regularly in the Champions League. It's a completely different sort of cycle. It's one of those things where all of a sudden you're doing a part-time job inside of your normal job. And yeah, you might be okay now and again, but Villa have played, I think they've drawn the last 2 and they've come back from the Champions League. And that little bit of bite or that little bit of extra energy that you have, that spring in your step, isn't quite there for them yet. But still, they're not losing, which is very, very good for the Villa. Not a Villa fan, by the way, not a Villa fan. And this goal here is just a scrappy goal that Bournemouth give away. With all the other shots and opportunities that they've given away, this is probably the least likely one you think is going to go in. They've got a good defensive shape. I'm quite happy with the way that they're looking. They've got pressure on the ball. Oh my goodness. A team actually trying to win the football. It's amazing in the Premier League how often that doesn't happen. But right here they are. But let's just move this forward because the goal's going to end up on the back post here. But it is just a scrappy goal. I'm going to show you how easy this defender's beaten, actually. I want to show you this. Look, watch how easy this defender's beaten. That is how easy he's been beaten. Just a little bit of a shuffle. And the reason why is he's too tight to the player. He's a little bit too close. And that makes it easy. That distance between you and the ball is very, very important. Most of the time, people get it wrong in the Premier League. He got it wrong again, but they're too far away. But at least they've got pressure on the ball. Here, he's too close, and he's just easily beaten and taken out of the play so simply with a little bit of a shimmy. No fancy feet work. That is an absolute myth. You do not need to do this fancy feet work. That isn't how the brain works and how the body reacts. The body follows the shoulders and the hips. If you move the shoulders and the hips, you can move the player. If you move your feet, you're a clown. There's no need. All about the shoulders and the hips. That's all he does there. Shifts his shoulders and his hips. Player moves out of the way, and he can just start moving towards the goal. This is the point of contact where you're thinking, right, the cross is coming in. What is my left back doing? Look where he's looking. That is not how he wants to be. That is how he wants to be. He wants to be able to see the ball and the player. He cannot. The player is coming in behind him, completely unmarked. I was going to say unawares, but yeah, getting me words all muddled up. But he needs to be better there. His body shape's awful. Look, they're all just with all their backs to what's going on. He's a kind of okay because he's in no man's land. He needs to get a little bit quicker, but that's okay. He just needs to just turn this shoulder here back that way, so his back is there and he's looking that way. You can see this player, and he can still see the ball. He doesn't adapt to it. The reason why is because when this ball comes across, if he was in that body shape already, his first step wouldn't have been to turn pivot. It would have been to go forward and actually put pressure or try to win the ball. He doesn't. He's actually just kind of underneath it, and then gets a little dink of a header, and then just play it over him. Do you see that? Now he's just in complete no man's land again because, well, he wasn't really sure there was a player there. He's overpressured in there, and he wouldn't have overpressured if he turned his shoulder. He would have seen that player, and he would have gone, whoa, I'm not running into that gap there. I'm going to hold my space here. That's exactly where he would have been a minute ago, and he would have just won the header. Instead, he doesn't, gets knocked over him, and then a scrappy goal ensues where he just, blosh, gets it past the keeper. They're all happy. Bournemouth are pretty sad. Obviously, that's why I call it the magic round thing. It's the only thing in the world. You kick it in the goal, you can feel amazing. You have it kicked in your goal, takes all your energy away. It's a magic round thing. All right, let's get on to the next goal. I do want to highlight this little thing here where it hits him on the hand. It's never a handball. People need to stop asking for stupid things like this, because this is where referees get under pressure and make silly mistakes. Never, ever a handball, but they all yell and scream for it. Yeah, just shocking, really. Just play the game, boys. Just play the game. Here comes the Bournemouth goal. It's a nice little curve ball in here, and it's going to go straight to this guy here. But he's completely unmarked. You've got 1, 2 players not tracking the guy there. And this is where it comes down to that exhaustion from the Champions League again. It's coming into the dying minutes of the game. And remember, if you want to be a good footballer, you don't switch off. They do, just for a second. And that's all it takes to score. Just that little second. I think the keeper's... I don't know, it's really hard here to try to pick the keeper's position because he does want to be a little bit high. In case that's a bad ball in, he can step forward and win the ball. But it's just a quality header. The guy does great, does a really good job on it. But yeah, I just think it's poor marking from the Villa. They've switched off. That Champions League fatigue, yeah, look, it rhymes. Wow, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. That Champions League fatigue is going to start wearing in on them as well, and it isn't just now. It's when it kicks back in after the Christmas break, because that Christmas period is huge. There's so many fixtures in that short amount of time, and when they're coming about Champions League again, I'm probably going to see a bit of a drop off in Villa's overall performances. It's still going to be a great team in the Premier League this season. I still think they're going to finish in top 4. But Bournemouth as well are doing pretty decent themselves. Let's look at this little header. Into the ground. Quality. Keeper, if he stood where he was, would have saved it. Doesn't. Slips. Gone. Just mark your players, boys, in the last couple of minutes of the game and get yourself 3 points. That's all they had to do, and they didn't. Ball trickles into the goal, and they get their equaliser. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.